So, in my island update for you from over here in Mallorca, we're going to be talking about whether it's safe to holiday on the island at this time of year. We're also going to take a look at the entry and exit system, plus I have a warning for you if you're travelling light, if you're coming over here for maybe a long weekend. We're also going to see how Christmas is coming along over here on the island too, plus I have a weather alert and a weather warning for you and a full forecast for the week ahead. But first, we're going to start this video over here in Cala Estancia, which is right next to Can Pastia. I'm in the Roca Beach Mediterranean restaurant this morning, just grabbing myself a quick coffee to make this video before I head off to Fan to go shopping and to meet a friend as well for lunch. It's actually quite a nice sunny day today. I'm afraid the sunglasses are staying on for this video, no comments below. But I wanted to start this video because I did have a comment on the channel just last night which said, "Hello, me and my family are coming to Mallorca for the holidays and we saw all the weather reports and flood warnings and we were wondering, do you think it is safe to travel there?" Now, I just want to add that this viewer is hoping to travel on the 3rd week of November, which is, I think it's next week. So given the recent news that we've had from over in Valencia of flooding and also the weather alerts that we've had here too, it's kind of not surprising that maybe some viewers as well, and I have had some comments, a little bit worried about travelling over here. Now, we also had an update as well. We had an update email from the UK government. They updated their travel advice to say, check the latest weather warnings from the Spain's Meteorological Office before you travel and follow instructions from local authorities. Now, the first thing I'm going to say as well is that there's no official advice to saying don't come to Spain. If there was, it would be published on that website. And I'm just assuming, if you're watching this, that maybe you are coming from the United Kingdom. Now, we have not had, and we're very lucky that we've not had the apocalyptic flooding that we've seen over in Valencia, nor have we had the kind of flooding that you've seen over in Catalonia. We did have a little bit of flooding over in Soller last week, but that was short-lived. It was obviously widely reported in the local press, but that pretty much came and went. Can I guarantee that we're not going to have any flooding in the next couple of weeks, or indeed as we go on through the winter? Well, no, I can't. I can't guarantee it. I can't guarantee what the weather is going to be like. And the UK government website also says no travel can be guaranteed safe. And I think that's really important to know that, whether it's from flooding or from anything else, nothing is guaranteed in the world of travel. And when you travel, you're taking a risk on many levels, whether it's from sunburn to being a victim of crime or indeed being caught up in flooding. You can't possibly guarantee a safe holiday just about anywhere in the world. But what I can say is that this is an amazing time of year to travel because we still have lovely sunny weather. It's still possible to go to the beach, particularly on the very sheltered coves. You can still swim in the sea as well. The island's a lot emptier, a little bit too quiet for my liking in the resorts, but you can still travel around, you can still sightsee, and you can still get a very, very traditional experience at this time of year. But the one thing you are taking a gamble with is with the weather. Now, while we have been enjoying lovely weather this November so far, and we have been enjoying highs of, well, in the 20 degrees Celsius over the past few weeks. This could change at any point, and often we do get this seasonal change. If you've seen my Mallorca in November videos, you'll know that we do get a sudden switch from autumn to winter during the course of the month. I don't know what day that's going to happen. Maybe it will be coming soon, who knows. But if we do look at the weather warnings that we do get in place, all I can say as well is that the Spanish authorities are not taking any chances in regards to giving out these weather warnings. They're giving them out and they're hoping people listen to them as well. So sometimes they're not as bad as reported. Like I said at the beginning of this video, we do have a weather warning in place for this week. More about that later. But sometimes it's not quite as bad as has been reported. And if you go back and look at my most recent Santa Ponsa video as well, you'll know that we had a 3-day weather warning in place. We had bad weather just for the one day. We're advised to stay at home, which most of us actually did because it was very stormy and we had a lot of lightning on that day. But the next day we woke up to bright blue skies and sunshine, so that weather warning was then removed and taken down as well. But just to be on the safe side, they really do issue these precautions because really it's very, very hard to know what's going to happen exactly on any given day as well, which way that wind is going to blow. Don't forget too, I will update you also on the Mallorca Under the Sun Facebook group on the day of the storm. So while we have this weather warning in place, I will give you an update tomorrow. But also what you can do for yourself to make sure you enable storm alerts on your iPhone. I know you can get storm alerts on your iPhone weather app. Do that, you'll be alerted if there's any kind of like weather warning in place. Also check the media, check social media as well, because there are lots of other sources of information as well which will give you any kind of warning if we have a weather alert too here on the island. So if you are visiting on the day of a storm alert, just really use your common sense. So please don't go hiking in the mountains, avoid going cycling, and also avoid driving long distances too, because your day out could end up being a burden on the emergency services over here. So just use a little bit of common sense. Maybe stay local to where you are, maybe just hang around the towns or the villages or wherever it is that you're staying on the island. Go for some nice food, but try and avoid travelling long distances on that day. And also avoid really low lying areas that could be prone to flooding too. So, like I said, the scenes that we've seen in the local media and in the international media have been absolutely horrific over in Valencia. They haven't happened here yet. I can't guarantee it's not going to happen. So don't worry too much if you're coming over. It's the time of year, it's autumn, we're coming into winter. We're going to get some bad weather days. We're also going to get some fantastic weather days as well. Use your common sense if you're out and about. Don't come here expecting wall-to-wall sunshine and being able to go to the beach in the same way that you'd go to the beach in the summer months. Keep an open mind. There's plenty to see and do on the islands if you are over here travelling, but you know, just at all times, watch out for those weather alerts and just use your common sense too. Okay, so I just want to give you a very quick summary and an update to the entry-exit system, because I also had this comment on the channel too, which says, when does the new entry and exit system come into play in Palma? Now, as many of you know, if you've been following the channel, you know that the entry and exit system is a result of Brexit. It is it's something that's going to be installed over in Terminal A, in Module A, over at Palma Airport to manage the ingoing and outgoing of UK-bound passengers. Also, passengers as well coming into Mallorca from third countries too. It enables the digital recognition and recording of flight passengers coming into the island and also leaving the island too, and makes a check that no one is overstaying their welcome here too. So, when does the new entry and exit system start? Well, you may remember on one of my previous updates as well, I did announce that this new EES, the entry-exit system, is going to be delayed, and it should have come into force yesterday on November the 10th. It was widely reported back in September that it would be coming in. I did report that it had been delayed. We can see that the machines have been installed in the airport all ready for the get-go, but this delay is still ongoing. Now, some viewers have told me that they've been trialling this over in the Canary Islands with considerable success, but this is not being rolled out Europe-wide just yet, and the problem with it is with Germany, France and the Netherlands. As we know, they operate some of the very busiest airports within Europe, so delays to the system are actually nothing completely unusual. From what I understand, it's these airports in these countries that are causing the delay to this. And just to give you an idea on the delay with the time frame, published on etias.com, we can see that the original target for implementation was on the first half of 2022. Then there was a delay. It was pushed back to May 2023. The second delay was moved to the end of 2023. We had the third delay set for yesterday for the 10th of November 2024. And as of yet, we have no other date for its implementation. So is it going to happen in 2025? I don't know. I really couldn't say, but all I can say is consider subscribing to the channel, because I will bring you news of this to help you get prepared for your holiday as soon as I know too. So maybe we'll hear something soon about it, maybe we won't, maybe we'll hear something next spring. Who can say? But for the time being, the whole entry into Spain from a third country, so from the United Kingdom or the United States, it's going to be the same as it has been, and that means the manual stamping of passports. If you're entering or leaving Spain, make sure as well that you keep a note of how many days you spend here. Don't exceed 90 days in a 180-day rolling period. And the whole biometric fingerprint and photo taking as well isn't going to be put in place until we hear more. So hopefully I'll bring you some more updates about that. But I do have bigger updates from over at Palma Airport. So I'm not sure if you saw my video last week about the big changes happening and a huge renovation plan. If you haven't, I shall drop a link to that video in the description text below. I'll probably pin it at the end of this video too. Okay, so moving on to, if you're hoping to come over to Mallorca this winter, if you're hoping to come over for a long weekend break, or maybe you're coming over for a little bit longer, if you are travelling this winter, you may well have seen my flight videos from this summer talking about the luggage sizing on the low-cost airlines. Well, as we move on into winter, you kind of think that they may not place so much importance upon luggage sizing, and indeed on what you carry onto the planes as well. This is not the case, because I'm reading on a lot of Facebook groups, particularly in regional airports in the United Kingdom, in fact all across Europe as well, that the airlines really are double checking and triple checking to make sure that the size of bags that you take onto the plane do not out measure the baggage sizes that they have in place, and that they are also rigorously checking passengers too, and finding them as well. So if you are travelling this winter, just Google baggage rules EasyJet, baggage rules Ryanair, baggage rules whichever airline you're travelling with, to find out the exact dimensions of the bags that you're allowed to take onto the plane, and don't go outside of this, because if you do, well, you could be in for a nasty shock when you get to the airport. I've seen flight passengers being charged anything from 55 to 90 euros to then have their hand luggage checked in onto a flight. And well, by all accounts, this is looking to be quite profitable for many of the low-cost airlines. So just be aware of that as well, and be aware that you're going to have to try and cram your luggage into those baggage sizes too. So don't go over and above those limits, or be prepared to pay more. Okay, so moving on to Christmas. Christmas is just around the corner over here in Mallorca, and if you've been over on the Mallorca Under the Sun Facebook group, you will have seen that admin Anne was in Palma on Saturday, and she took some images of the market stalls which are now being installed in various areas around the city. I will have a full Christmas guide for you coming up in the following weeks when we know whether the markets are going to be this year. Make sure as well you go ahead and join the Mallorca Under the Sun Facebook group if you are travelling this winter as well. If you've got any tips, or you need some advice, or you have any questions as well, head on over to that group. We've got a fantastic community there ready to help you out. So the big date that you need for your calendar for this month is going to be November the 23rd, when we have the Christmas lights switch on. If you want to know what else is going on in Mallorca during the month of November as well, check out a video that I made just the other day all about key dates for your diary as well. Go and check that out. I'll also drop a link to that in the description text below this video, as well as some very useful travel advice in that video too. Okay, so let's take a look at the weather forecast for the week ahead. Now, we do have a weather warning in place for Tuesday and for Wednesday for this week, and we have a threat of Adana. They call it Adana here in Spain. Loosely translated, it actually means intense periods of rain in areas across the island. We don't know exactly where these areas are going to be, but suffice to say, we're going to get pretty much a deluge in various parts of the island over the next couple of days. In fact, you can see and you can feel that the weather is changing over here in Compostela this morning. It's very, very windy, and you can see that the clouds is building up as well, and the wind is sweeping down across the island. So changes in the air, and you can feel that change coming in, which we're going to see as of tomorrow on Tuesday. Now, I'm going to update the Mallorca Under the Sun Facebook group tomorrow morning with an update as well, when we look like we're going to know roughly what time the rain's going to hit the island. Indeed, it could be from first thing in the morning, it could be later on in the day, but I'm going to give you an update as well tomorrow with a bit of a satellite picture as to where that storm is going to be. So like I said as well, please, over the next couple of days, don't plan to go out cycling, avoid planning to go out hiking in the mountains as well, and just be very wary on low-lying areas too, particularly if you're driving around. Maybe keep your day kind of localised to the area in which you're staying as well, and take any weather warnings seriously too. As of Thursday, we're going to get a mix of sunshine and cloud for the rest of the week. It's not looking too bad actually, but I would say that we are in danger of the odd isolated shower. As you may have seen on the live stream yesterday from Magaluf, we had blue skies and rain as well, all at the same time during that live stream. But also keep an eye out for some amazing rainbows, and we saw one yesterday gracing Magaluf beach. So we are going to have a little bit of stormy weather this week, so just bear that in mind too. We also have highs of 24 degrees. The wind is making it feel a little bit cooler. It's making it feel cooler today because the wind is coming down from the north. We do have lows of a very chilly 12. But the long range forecast moving on into the week ahead is that the temperatures are going to be cooling down slightly. At least that's what they're saying at the moment. Whether that happens or not, I don't know, because I've yet to see an accurate long range forecast yet. But maybe bear that in mind if you're planning your trip. Just make sure you bring a wide mix of clothes, bring some rainwear, pack a brolly, bring some jumpers, and also bring a coat too on the flight. Okay everyone, that's my Mallorca update for this week. I hope this video has proved useful. Like I said, go ahead and check out the Mallorca Under the Sun Facebook group too, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I've got more content for you this week as well coming out on the channel, and I should be out and about somewhere on the island too, so keep a lookout for those videos too. Thanks very much for watching everyone, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Goodbye for now.